yeah, baby, check it out, huh? Bill Miller's tea. All right, so an update yesterday. There was a bunch of fiasco with this doctor thing, so I'm not going to be bitter and I'm not going to rant on that. Just it's going to take a bit for me to get to my doctor, and I got the appointment scheduled, but didn't happen, and we're moving on. So I still feel a little winded. I'll obviously have to follow up with the doctor and figure out when we start knocking oxygen back, or what that program looks like. But definitely feeling better, feeling like I can breathe better, feeling like I recover quicker. Went back to work, remote, the normal thing, and attended meetings virtually, talked on them, got a little winded a couple of times, but recovered quickly. Very glad to be not bored to tears with doing absolutely nothing but sitting on my sore buttocks all day. So that's been good. Everybody at work's been great. Glad to see me back and all that kind of stuff too. So there's that. Anyway, so yeah, that's really the sum total of the update. I mean, there's not a whole lot to tell. I had a great, got to Bill Miller. That was a treat. Had a Bill Miller barbecue. Had still eating the plain plate, right? Didn't eat the roll. Had ribs and beans and coleslaw. And did splurge a little on some of that. Now, it was half and half tea, not full sweet tea. That'd have killed me, because that half and half tea was pretty sweet after not drinking anything sweet for a month. Half and half tea tastes pretty sweet. So I've been checking my blood sugar, even though I'm not taking steroids or any of that. And I think I'm at, normally when I measure like pre-meal, I'm, 102, 110, something normal. And then post-meal, hour or two later, I'm like 130, 140 sometimes. After the tea, I was like 160. So there's that. But that I kind of knew. That will be expected outcome, we'll say. Probably won't be doing that a whole lot, but it was just, I haven't eaten, a takeout or some kind of treat meal like that for over a month. So that was fun. Kind of a highlight, I guess you'll call it. What else? Planning on some other, I still the timeline video. I got to get that kind of sorted out. I've got a script. First, I'm going to put out a couple of more scripted videos here in the next couple of days. Just kind of covering a few things that I think are not covered well, maybe, or that people don't realize, or like why people can't come visit. It was very obvious to me, having stayed in the hospital. I fully understood, once you understood what they were doing, the way they were handling things and trying to keep things from getting contaminated, and it's a huge process and procedure. It makes sense why there's just no way to get any visitor in or out of the hospitals. Well, I mean, obviously unfortunate, but there's a whole traveling nurse thing that's very interesting little, I talked to the people that were working there in the hospital, and it was super interesting to kind of hear how they, because these nurses are from Florida and from all over the country, and they travel around to the hot spots to help fill in, So a lot of these hospitals have beds open, but they don't have staff to staff them, right? That's the challenge. Anyways, there's a couple of those I'd love to share some of that information, because it was really, I kind of find it interesting. I mean, it's morbid, but in that kind of fashion, ambulance chaser, unfortunate pandemic situation, but interesting nonetheless. Informative, I guess you might say. I'm also like that little bubble, little sucker thing that has the floaty gizmo, my nemesis, as I call it. I've seen some improvement on that, right? Like I'm at 2,500. I can get there pretty regular. Certainly over 2,000 every time. And like when I came home from the hospital, it was 1,200 to 1,500 maybe. So that lung volume is going up. So that's a good sign in the right direction. My heart rate's coming down a lot more, right? So when I go do things, I can see my heart rate doesn't go as high and then goes down quick. Oxygen levels obviously go up, but I'm still like hovering mid 90s for O2. Still coughing up lots of junk. Have a couple coughing fits here and there, which, sucks to have a coughing fit. Good that I'm coughing crap out. And, usually pretty much every day now I'm feeling a little better, a little more like I can take in a little more oxygen, a little more bigger breath. Lungs are filling up more. So anyway, a little hoarse today because now I've worked for 2 days and had, 4, 5, 6 hours worth of meetings each and every day. And I've been talking a lot more than I have in a month. So that's interesting. Being a little bit, feeling a little hoarse just from talking. Anyway, what else? Yeah, what else we got? I don't think we got anything else. That's kind of the update. That'll about do it, right? Bill Miller that was good stuff, man. I'm telling you, semi-sweet tea. That hit spot. Anyway, that'll do it. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a couple more like scripted, informative, anecdotal, interesting tidbits that if you haven't, had to go to the hospital with COVID and stay in a thing, you'll never understand, Well, I've got one video that shows kind of moving, through the hospital. But anyway, I find it very interesting, all the process and procedures that they had for all that. So anyway, I'll do some of those in the next couple of days. Until then, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling good. Like some of my medications are starting to run out. Like my antibiotics and stuff. Like you don't want to be on those forever, and so it's a good thing that it's time to start to kind of wean off some of these meds. Like I said, unfortunately, the doctor appointment thing kind of a little bit of a snafu, but we got it sorted out at this point. So I'll go a few days, and hopefully there won't be any complications or backslides because I'm not on some meds. But at this point, I've been on antibiotics for 3 to 4 weeks almost, and I don't think it's going to be an issue at this point. I don't have fever. I don't have any of the other symptoms, no diarrhea or any of that kind of stuff, right? So I'm not COVID sick. I'm just trying to get COVID pneumonia out of my lungs. Anyway, so that's it. Look for the other videos later.